Have you ever been so close to a mountain that it felt alive? Now imagine that same mountain shaking, smoking, and rumbling because God Himself is about to speak from it. Today, we're going to the foot of Mount Sinai, where a group of runaway slaves met their Maker, and everything changed. This is the story of how God gave His people the 10 Commandments, and what they did when they thought He wasn't watching. The Israelites had come a long way, from Egypt to freedom. God had led them through deserts, over dry seabeds, and even fed them bread from the sky. Now, 3 months later, they camped at the base of a strange and mighty mountain, Mount Sinai. God says, "I carried you on eagle's wings. If you obey me, you'll be my special treasure." The people nodded and shouted, "Yes, we'll do everything the Lord says." But they had no idea what was about to happen next. Moses told everyone, "Get ready. In 3 days, God will speak to us." They washed their clothes. They stayed near their tents. They waited. Then, on the 3rd day, boom! Thunder shook the ground. A thick cloud wrapped around the mountain. The sound of a trumpet blasted louder and louder. Even the strongest men trembled. Mount Sinai looked like it was on fire, and the whole mountain shook like an earthquake. Then, God began to speak, not with a whisper, but with a mighty voice.
"I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt. You must not have any other gods except me."
Then came God's 10 commandments, not just rules, but promises to help His people live well and treat each other right. Here's what they mean in a simple way. 1. Put God first. 2. Don't make or worship idols. 3. Respect God's name. 4. Keep the Sabbath day special. 5. Obey your father and mother. 6. Don't hurt anyone. 7. Be faithful to your husband or wife. 8. Don't steal. 9. Tell the truth. 10. Don't be jealous of what others have. The people stood far back, their eyes wide.
"His voice is too strong. Moses, you talk to him for us."
So Moses went alone, climbing into the smoke and thunder, up to meet with God. For 40 days and nights, Moses stayed on the mountain. God gave him plans for a beautiful tent church, called the Tabernacle, and instructions for worship and justice. And finally, God gave him something no one had ever seen: 2 stone tablets with the 10 Commandments, written by God's own finger. But down in the valley, the people were losing patience.
"Moses is gone. We need a God we can see."
So they gave Aaron their gold, and he made a golden calf. They sang, they danced, they worshipped a statue.
"Moses, go down. Your people have turned away."
Moses came down the mountain, holding God's tablets. When he saw the golden calf and the wild party, he threw the tablets down and smashed them to pieces.
"What have you done?"
He burned the idol, ground it into dust and poured it into water, then made them drink it. It was a bitter lesson. Then Moses did something brave.
"Lord, please forgive them. If not, then erase me from your book."
God saw Moses' love. Even though the people had sinned, God would give them another chance. Moses went back up the mountain. God gave him new tablets, the same commandments, because His love hadn't changed. The people had messed up, big time. But God didn't abandon them. He taught them. He forgave them. He stayed with them. And that's what God still does for us today. Have you ever made a mistake and thought, "That's it, I've ruined everything"? Guess what? God gives second chances and third ones. He wants us to be honest, kind, and faithful. But when we fall, He lifts us up. If you liked this story, hit the like button, subscribe, and come back next week for more amazing Bible adventures. And remember, when God speaks, listen with your heart.